All right, let's see if this air ride's gonna work for us today. All right, so loading up another press brake here. This one is an 8-foot, 143 ton. That's 143 US tons. It's 130 metric tons. And down at the guys down in Houston that helped me with the containers and getting things broken down and loaded up individually. So unfortunately, I've got to load this on my 48-foot gooseneck. Only one press brake because of the weight, and my other little gooseneck just won't support the weight of this machine. Weighs around 13,000. I don't know exactly, but it's around 13,000, maybe 14, somewhere in that range. You can see it getting loaded up here. And you're going to see the way the air ride works on this thing. Obviously, when you put a load on it, it squats the trailer. Air ride comes on and gets it pumped back up. You can see it squatting here. And this one getting really tight. This is the start of a video that I'm actually at the end of, and I'm at Wes Renfroe's place in Gentry, Arkansas. There's his shop, there's his house, very nice property, and you can see my trailer there. And we got it unloaded last night with this 15K forklift Toyota. So let's show you that now. All right, so you see we got the two forklifts, and the reason for that is that we do have the Toyota there is a 15K, but it only has 6-foot forks, and the way that this brake is set up with the weight, it's offset. All the weight is on the front of the brake, the cylinders, the ram plate, the bottom plate, all the weight's on the front, so it's got to be offset to the left side of the trailer if you're looking at it from the rear. So when you start to go under it with the forks, you really need 8-foot forks. And I tell everybody that's getting a brake from you, hey, you need, for this size forklift, you need a 15K, or for this size brake, you need a 15K forklift with 8-foot forks. Well, there's a nationwide shortage on forklifts like this right now. I need to be in the forklift rental business because you can make some money. But anyway, so they were able to get this 15K forklift there with only 6-foot forks. So we had the little one on the other side, kind of helping it, dragging it to the edge, and then getting a good bite on it to go ahead and come off with it. So just getting a look at everything here now and getting it off of there. So got it closer to the edge, and now scooting up on it, getting the forks under there where, we're more comfortable. Again, we got a 15K forklift and a 13,000-pound fork or press brake, so not a lot of room to spare. You want to get as much of that weight up against the mast as you can, to get a good safe lift on it, and it was no problem here. So this is always one of the trickier parts of a delivery on a press brake is actually getting it down on the ground. And so you got the forks underneath it. You got to set it on cribbing. And fortunately, Wes had the ceiling height in there just about had the exact amount we needed to get a lift from above, get the cribbing out from under it, and then get it down on the ground. So a little bit of a tricky thing, but worked out well. All right, well, you saw that worked out well, and then we went ahead and got the wiring done. Wes was all prepared with that. He's running off a 20 horsepower phase converter. No problem running a press brake like this off of a phase converter. And then we filled it up with 45 gallons of number 46 hydraulic fluid. And you see, this is going to be our first attempt at a bend here. And we were having a little issue where it was coming down, and you could tell the hydraulics were not activating. It just was just acting a little bit strange. So I'd already alerted Prima that we were, I was going to be installing this one, so I had them on standby to support me with that. And again, you see it's not making the bend. So it turned out to be a pretty easy fix with a parameter that was not set correctly. And then from there, we were able to get it going and do a few bends. So all worked out well. So right here, let's, like when you boot the machine up for the day, first thing you want to do is unlock it so we can get into the programming and all. So that, and then it's 25789. And enter bottom there. Yeah. Okay, you can see it's unlocked there with the green on it. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is go to machine tab, and oh no, I'm sorry, let's go right up here to this little configuration button. Yeah. All right, and then go to y-axis parameters, and then from here go to the feedback tab. So these two numbers right here are if the left and right are off by some amount globally before you get started. These are the numbers that you tweak to dial that in. Okay. All right. So let's end out of that. We didn't make any changes, so it shouldn't ask us anything. All right. And then let's go back into that again. And then from here, go to the general parameters, and then go to tools. And then this is the number that you want to tweak up and down to fine tune your overall angle. Okay. So this is a global setup, and then once you get that working well with a sample, if you end it out of it, yeah, and go back to the manual mode. And from here, you would use these two corrections on each job, each material thickness, to tweak and fine tune each bend angle on each job. Okay. As needed. Start. All right, just another walkthrough on this. So just say we're going to make a change, and let's talk about how we want to make the change if right and left are not equal. So from here, you want to go to the configuration menu and your y-axis parameters. So right here, if you add or take away, you're changing. If you add or take away 0.06 millimeters, you are changing it by 1 degree. So if you want to make a half a degree change, you would be 0.03 millimeters. So we've been fine tuning this, and then to perfect the bend. So let's just make a change here for change's sake. So change that to 5.34. so I can capture this part. So after you make a change, hit the end button and then end it again and then restart. And start button for the program, and it'll re-reference everything. So when you're in here, if you need the angle to be more severe, meaning more closed, you would add to the number. And if you need it to be more open, you would take away from the number. So, and you want to split the difference. So if this side is bending 2 degrees open and this side's bending 2 degrees closed, you would, you know, take a degree off this one and a degree off this one and split the amount that it's off. So we have settings, production settings, and we have this at 300. And then if we go to configuration, pressure value, we have this set at 50 bar. So if you look on the screen, we have 50 millimeters, 1.4 millimeter thickness of steel. Let's change this to 100. And then hit start. Only 3.4 tons. So go to the products tab. To the left, products tab. Okay. Don't save. So from here we want to go new product and just give it a quick name, anything. Fun. There you go. And then select our material, 0.06, just touch, well, steel, we want to pick steel, aluminum.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 0.06 on that one. And the bending length is going to be the width, 2 inches. And you can pick your other stuff there, inner, outer. So from there, go to the drawing tab. Oh, whoops, yeah, except, here we go. You just make that, yeah, 2 inches or whatever. That would have been 135.
Right.
So if you, yeah, there you go. Oh, actually it would be 90, right? Or negative 90? Oh, it's 135.
I wouldn't think.
I don't know. Just hit enter there. Just grab the end of it and drag it around. Let's see what it says. It's going to. There we go.
-1, yeah.
So it'd be negative 90. So top it.
So negative.
Okay. Setup looks good. We only have one set of tools in there. And here's our bending, so if we want to hit bend, first bend looks good, second bend. And then from there you just go to your program tab and you see you have 2 steps and all of our materials, everything's already set, ready to make your bend. All right, so we just got new tooling and we're going to add the tooling in here into the machine. So you want to go to the machine tab. Bottom right.
Bottom right,
No. So in the machine tab or in the machine main menu, you got sub menus up here. So you have punches and dies. So to add a punch, you want to go new and give it an ID name. call it, and then say accept. And it's going to ask you all these questions about the parameters that go in there, and it's this information right here that you're going to want to put in it. So from there you want to say accept once you get it all correct, and then end, and then it's going to ask you to auto finish. Say auto finish, and now you've added a new
Forward it that way.
bend it the other way.
Uh-oh.
You stop. Bend it the other way. Yeah, just close that.
This way?
Yeah. 3 3/4. And let's give it a 2-inch depth. 90 degrees. Okay, we already have 90 set. Okay. Like 1 degree over.
That one, yeah.
So on this machine, the way you dial in your bends is your correction angles right here. So, you know, you would just add a little correction to tweak. Really enjoyed getting a chance to meet Wes and see his shop. He is in Northwest Arkansas, as I mentioned, and he basically has a job shop, you know, fab shop. Does all kinds of pretty much anything and everything, you know, welding, machining. You know, he's got a CNC plasma table there. Now he's got the press brake. So, you know, several companies in the area outsource jobs to him. You're getting a look at just some of the little production jobs that he does there for some companies in the area, and a look at his shop. And he's got a little sort of a clean room. He's got an Edwards ironworker there, and a Bridgeport style mill, a couple drill presses, lathe. So good guy. He's got one helper working with him who was at the beginning part of the video, and I'm sorry I didn't quite catch his name, but really enjoyed getting a chance to meet those guys and get them set up with a brake. And you're just looking at some of the bends that we did when we were dialing in the machine. And we got some tooling on the way for Wes. He's going to be bending some 1/2-inch plate. So anyway, guys, this was the next day. I spent I got there late that night. Spent several hours, getting the machine going, and then I came back Saturday morning and finished up and got on out of there.